Three, two, one. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Delusions of Grandeur. I am your host, but this is a birthday pick of Crow's, and we are going to, or have been subjected to, the film Sausage Party, which was filmed in 2016, directed by Greg Teirnan
uh,
and
wasn't
Conrad
filmed, it
Vernon.
was animated.
It is animated, yes, and it stars Seth Rogen, Kristen Wiig, Jonah Hill, Alistair Abel, Iris Apatow, Sugarland Beard, Michael Sarah, among others, and I think Selma Hayek as well.
Edward
Um,
Norton,
Edward
Jonah
Norton,
Jonah
um,
Hill,
among
Seth Rogen.
others. So,
Well, I'm noting some famous people here.
let us see what IMDb says about the film. A sausage strives to discover the truth about his existence, which is very vague.
Well, of course, because it's
But
IMDb. What do you expect?
let's go into first impressions here. Since this is your birthday pick, Corolla, why don't you tell us? Was this a first time watch for you?
It actually is. Usually, I choose something that I've seen. This was recommended by my sister, and it's a riot. It's absolutely hilarious. I loved it. I definitely need to see it a couple more times. I was too busy laughing. Sure, I missed stuff. I'm sure I'll be. My sister said she actually had to watch it 4 times before she really got the whole movie. So I'll look forward to enjoying some being subjected to this movie 2 more times to catch it. It's just absolutely great, funny as hell, great action. I love it.
Okay. Heading over to you, Boris. Was this a first time watch for you?
Yes, it was. I usually watch our movies on the same day when we are about to discuss them, but this one I actually had to watch yesterday because today I spent most of the day outside with some local friends, so I didn't have the time to watch it today. So it's possible I end up not remembering some details during the discussion. But yes, yesterday was the first time I watched it, and I had a lot of fun, I must say. The very concept of talking food and stuff like that reminded me of the YouTube series The Annoying Orange, which I used to be a huge fan of, and I still watch it sometimes. But I must say I was surprised. Well, to me, it was a good surprise how much morbid humor there was in this movie, and bad language and stuff, which makes me laugh as well. I found it quite interesting that it's designed to look like a completely child-friendly cartoon, but then you see what kind of stuff goes on there, which was hilarious to me, and I had a lot of good fun with this one.
Well, you could definitely see Seth Rogen's influence on the dialogue for sure. So going into Tammy, uh, was this the first time watch for you?
No.
And who
Like
subjected it to you first?
you and you again. I don't really care for the movie. I think it's raunchy. I think it's stupid, and I think it's annoying.
It is definitely raunchy, which is a great thing. But the other two,
Hey Tammy, is it more annoying than the annoying orange? If you saw that,
The what?
The Annoying
the
Orange.
annoying.
It's a YouTube series that she probably does not know about.
Oh, I don't watch the series on YouTube, but so that is my first opinion of it, and only opinion of it.
Okay. And when I was more getting into having screenings and going to them, I ended up having a screening pass to take two to a screening of Sausage Party. So I ended up taking my one of my best friends, 11-year-old kid, to see this movie, and I think he had a blast. It's something that I think he'll remember till his dying days, and
Well,
I know
yeah,
that
for a
it's
kid.
raunchy. What?
It really isn't for a kid.
not really.
Come
No.
on, Tammy, don't be such a ball. Just kidding. I'm sorry.
Buzzkill.
Well, no, kids nowadays are screwed up enough as it is. Why screw them up?
Yeah, let's show them kill. Let's show 'em murder and killing, because that's much better than sex.
I just thought it was something that he would remember, and he's got
I'm sure he will.
he's got Asperger's syndrome like me, and he's a growing kid. So I thought that I'd bring him to something that I was exclusive to, and it was enjoyable, and it was an enjoyable experience. It's just his expression afterwards, like, "What the fuck did you just take me to go see?" But in any case, that was my first time, and then I ended up buying it when on DVD, and then showing it to Tammy, and I had a blast that time, and I had fun this time. Although, to be honest, the first time is always the best time to me, because then the jokes, like on the big screen, it was hilarious, especially when it came to the ending. I was like, "Oh my god, they went there."
Was quite a good ending. Eventually, did. It was a rather creative and unexpected ending, but at least it didn't end some morbid way we all probably expected originally.
But in any case, let's get into the plot. So we have a shopping center called Shopwell, which has a wide variety of food, and I guess when the shop closes at night, the food comes alive and begins to talk to each other, kind of like a Cinderella type thing,
Well,
and every morning these food they wake up to a song that is evidently supposedly created for them by the gods, and then the biggest thing that they expect is to go out into the great beyond and do whatever it is that they do best, and they believe that everything is great beyond their world, and they're all excited about leaving the store.
The song.
But
I'm I'm out of here, bitches.
What do you think about that beginning song there?
Fucking hilarious.
But
The corn starts it off.
yep, because you know it's going to be corny.
That's right.
Although
But,
wasn't the song actually, if I remember correctly, created by the unexpirables rather than by gods, or we know
well,
who those
that
gods
we find out
actually are?
later. That we find
Ah,
out later.
oh,
At this moment, we
sorry.
don't know any of that.
Oh, sorry.
Firewater.
So
I'm
far
sorry.
as we
What
know,
did you say?
so far as we know, this is a song that they sing every morning, so that they pretty much just celebrate the days that food ends up being chosen by these gods, because they call the humans gods. They call the humans gods, and they each day they different food is chosen for each day, and the first one that gets out there into the great beyond is honey mustard.
But he gets returned.
But he gets returned, and he starts to say, "Hey, I was out there in the great beyond. Don't fucking touch me." You know, he starts to spout some negative stuff, and all the other food thinks he's crazy. But really, the story starts to revolve around Frank and his buddy Barry, who evidently live inside a Jumbo Frank's package. And
Yeah, I was having fun playing with a bunch of Jumbo Franks last night.
Oh, funnily enough,
I'm not
No,
gonna
really,
ask.
we got a package of 20 Jumbo Franks, and I was dividing them up. I was having fun playing with them.
coincidentally,
I even showed them to Davis, and look at him.
coincidental.
which Frank is voiced by Seth Rogen, and he, as a character, looks forward to getting inside his best girl bun that is sitting on the shelf next to him by the name of Brenda Bunn. What do y'all think about Frank and Brenda as a couple?
Fucking great. Absolutely hilarious. That was funny. That was really funny in the beginning when Brenda's picking on the other sausage, saying that no bun would want him in her.
Well, and there are so many small sexual innuendos that both of them say, and one
Just
of
the tips.
just the tips. So they end up touching each other outside of the package, and you can see that they have some kind of relationship that they seem to want to have, even if they weren't like inside their packages. Well, and Barry is like a deformed Frank.
Yeah, he's a short, fat sausage.
Which is apparently why I think that they aren't really chosen each time the gods come by. And we have an interesting moment where they both the buns and the and the package of hot dogs are chosen, and they get to go in a cart. And what do you know? A douche comes along and kind of ruins the whole thing. What do y'all think about that douche?
The douche is fucking hilarious.
Well, He's a
douche is a
douche.
douche.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to get up in that.
But not only the douche is chosen, the honey mustard is chosen as well, and his meanderings from the outside world before kind of like bring the whole party down, because he starts going over the edge. He jumps, and Frank decides to go and try to save his ass. And Brenda jumps out her package and tries to save him. And of course, the cart gets bumped, and they all fall to the ground. And then we have a fucking war scene going on, like something from like World War II. Because then you start, then you start seeing
Honey Mustard
Marshmallow
finally
fall.
smashes to the ground and
Yep.
dies, and
Peanut
grape
butter
jelly ends
lost
up
his
dying,
jelly.
and peanut butter's crying over his wife and can't live without her.
And you really get the sense that what kind of world that they live in, because they really do bring it to like a different like setting in that moment. It's like a segment like straight from Saving Private Ryan or something like that, at least. And
Saving
after
Ryan Privates.
there is an actual porno name.
I know there is.
Anyways.
That's why.
But in any case, moving on. Well, it stands to reason that this movie is R-rated, so it is meant to be
For children.
raunchy.
Like a love
Oh yeah, definitely. It's for children. It's for children, ladies and gentlemen. Not. So
yeah, what can possibly
this would
be?
not be my first choice to necessarily show your children, but I will be honest, I showed my best friend's kids, so
and they're no longer friends anymore, by the way.
no, we're still friends.
Does he know you?
Yeah, he still knows me.
Dave, you're such a sausage.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with bringing a child's education to a better understanding. This was my best way of telling them about the birds and the bees. Anyways.
I'm sorry about
sausage in the bun.
But
I tried getting in play, baby got back.
So that moment where the honey mustard landed, and all these different foods ended up separated from the cart and pissed off at each other because it started a chain of events where they weren't going out to the great beyond anymore. But by that time, Frank was already starting to believe honey mustard and his story, and
he wanted to find out the truth, and he heard about he heard that there was a way to find out the truth, and needs to go talk to Firewater.
Correct. So
sorry for interrupting, but Tammy, your microphone is muted. Not sure if you noticed it, but if you are here, we cannot hear you.
And I know it's muted. When I have something to say about this film, I will.
In other words, we won't hear from her for the rest of the night.
Okay, then, sorry.
That's okay. Moving on. So that's what Frank basically wants to go do. So he convinces them to go in the direction of where Firewater is supposedly supposed to be, and he tells Brenda that he's going to only be 5 minutes, and he goes and he meets what I guess is the unperishables, or at least the three unperishables in the store, which what were they?
Twink.
Ooh.
Twinkie.
They call them Twink. You get that, right?
Wasn't one of them a barbecue sauce?
I don't know, maybe. But you know what a Twink is, right?
Yeah, a Twinkie.
A young gay guy is called a Twink.
I've heard that before. But,
Yes, and they call
they
it Twinkie.
definitely
They didn't call it Twinkie. They call him Twink, which I thought was fucking hilarious.
well, and they used the stereotype to its fucking T. So
yes, they did.
Don't forget. In the meantime, the douche is
chasing them.
He
wants to.
The
he
douche
wants to kill,
is mad
He wants to
at
kill Frank and Brenda.
He's gone mad. He drinks juice thing, and because he's got a slit and he's lost all his juice, and that made him go even more mad. So he totally drinks this juice box and
don't ever tell anybody that I did this. Because
he's completely mad because he blames Frank, for everything.
Well,
Frank
yeah,
and
it's
Brenda.
not Brenda that he's mad at. It's the sausage.
He wants them both. He wants them both.
He's mad at both Frank and Brenda.
But he wants Frank more.
Okay.
But
He never said that, but okay.
He's on a rampage looking for them while
he did
Frank
say that.
is walking to the fire water.
He fought with the sausage, and he ended up in the trash, which ended up having him have a gash in his side, and that's when he got out of the trash and found that juice that was just spilling his juicage, and he basically ate him out of juice, and
Drank him out.
He basically got like, I don't know,
juiced up.
how. Yeah, he got juiced up to go on a rampage, and so Tequila ended up while Frank was in with the unperishables and visiting with water and getting high. Jose,
isn't it a kazoo that they smoke out of?
Yeah, they smoke out of a kazoo. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
That part I find was amusing because whenever they would smoke, it would make that noise, and I thought that was actually amusing.
Yeah, it was.
And he was like, "Yeah, you're gonna want to smoke some of this by the time you hear about this." And so basically, while he's in there with him, there's also a flat taco and a bagel, which the bagel is Sammy Davis bagel, and the other and the other food item is Kareem Abdul something. And you can tell that he's based on like the Arab culture. And what do you all think about those characters?
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Those two don't seem to get along, and they are definitely.
They don't get along.
Yeah, well, the Arab guy blamed Bagel, said that he pushed him. He's like, I can't push him. He's like, I don't even push my agenda. Like, I'm peaceful.
Well, and he said something about trying to reach his 72 two virgin olive oils or whatever. Or something like that.
Yeah.
He said that a couple of times, and I was like, eh. But in any case,
Yeah, that was funny.
those two, those two kind of are a riot together. But they have ended up with the group while he was in there with fire water, but a tequila ends up convincing those three to come seek out someone who was evidently looking for the sausage. And that is where he brings them to a what looks like a Mexican cantina or a Mexican bar, where a female lesbian
Taco
Taco Teresa is sitting there, and she is attracted to
Brenda Buns.
Brenda Bunn. So she basically comes and helps them get out the back, while the douche, and which is who is now called El Douche, comes and breaks the tequila. And what do we think about this whole scenario here?
It was hilarious. I mean,
breaking the tequila.
at one point, actually, he was like, "I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna hurt the tequila," and then he just smashes them, and he's all mad because the tequila was supposed to hold them, and so he could get his revenge on Brenda and hopefully find sausage. And I don't know. I think it happens afterwards when he says to Brenda, he says, "I'll get you in your little sausage too."
You know what I think of that? Spudow!
Spudow! Yeah, a lot of spudows in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, Frank is talking to Firewater, and him and his crew of unperishables are telling him that originally they actually didn't hide the truth. They actually told them what kind of shit they were getting into when they went out into the great beyond, and
it was chaos. The foods would freak the fuck out, and
yeah,
so they decided to come up with this song and to
and then they weren't scared anymore. And then of course the food and themselves ended up changing it for their own.
Like all of a sudden making they showed like Hitler food, and they decided to they were going to kill the Jews because the Jews sucks, and they said, "We love Jews. We didn't put that in there. I don't know where that came from."
Oh wow, somehow while watching the movie that pun went over my.
Well,
I didn't even realize it until you pointed it out. No.
Yeah, in the jingle song, that morning song, you had all these Nazi Jägermeister, not Jägermeister. It was a German brand of like mustard, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it was, but yeah, it was, but so they're all prejudice against the juice. Like juice.
Yeah, the juice.
Oh, so, they went there.
Yes, they definitely did. Which I'm not sure how much it sat on regular people, but
well, Seth Rogen is Jewish, like we know, so and it's so. It's like watching a black movie when they're making fun of black people.
I would say that a lot of the humor in here is definitely dark comedy.
It's fucking hilarious. I'm actually surprised that people have already tried to cancel it.
So am I.
All the buttercups these days.
They
Well,
should
there is a Seth
cancel
Rogen
themselves.
one that
Pieces
that
of
was
garbage.
almost canceled. There was
Yeah.
a
Oh
Seth
yeah.
Rogen
The report.
the interview.
The interview. Yeah, that was a hilarious movie.
I thought it was hilarious too, but Kim Jong Wong, he was.
Oh yeah,
like,
I know all about it.
yeah. And then
it got taken
Sony
out
was,
of it got
if I
taken out
remember
of the
correctly,
theaters.
Sony was hacked.
Yeah, it got
the
taken
time.
out of it got taken out of the theaters. So
Yeah.
Whew.
But in any case, so after Frank comes out, he ends up meeting up with Teresa Taco and
only he
Kareem
doesn't know her
Abdul.
name is Tracy yet.
No, he doesn't. And he was actually told by Firewater to actually go check the liquor aisle. After
go
hours.
beyond the ice cubes into the, and you can find the fruit.
So he wants to go do this. Brenda wants him to come back with and get in a package with her, and because just because she wanted him to just come hither. And he didn't listen. She decided to, well, fine. I guess we weren't meant to be.
Yeah. Maybe
she
I'll
basically was saying
inside my buns.
And
like
so
a zucchini.
She ended up
inside there.
She ended up going inside another bun thing, squishing another bun.
But you missed the whole part with what she was saying. It was fucking hilarious. So like she said, maybe she'll let a toothpaste spit all over her face or whatever.
Yeah, and he was getting.
I wish I could remember.
He was getting all pissy, and I think
she just kept
Teresa
adding more things to say she could add inside of her and put in squish on her face and stuff, and it was just absolutely hilarious.
Yeah,
so maybe I'll experiment and blah blah. I love that.
And he was getting all pissy.
Yeah, he was. He was upset about it. And Taco Teresa was getting all excited because maybe she had a dance with her.
Well, yeah, and she was talking about her tush just a little bit. So, no, Frank actually gets it in his mind that he wants to go check this shit out. Meanwhile, Barry and the other hot dogs have continued onwards and gotten to that lady's home, the lady who is now wishing that she had actually gotten that douche.
Yeah, she scratches her pussy and says, "Oh, I really could have used that."
And this section is like the most hilarious out of all of it because then it goes full carnage.
Yeah, they're eating the children.
She's basically preparing like her dinner, but the way they make it seem is she's actually murdering every single thing.
Yeah, she opens it, gets a pan, and drops the baby carrots inside of it, and two of them fall out, and they're trying to escape. And then she catches them, and she throws them in her mouth and starts eating them, and that's when they say they're eating the children.
Yeah,
one of the best lines in the movie.
And she peels the potato, and
she peeled the potato and skin right off, and
the boiling water.
The bananas face. Oh, we forgot about the bananas face peeling.
And I believe it's Carl. I believe it's Carl who basically tries to tell Barry to escape, and he's trying to get him to jump off when suddenly he's stabbed from behind by the knife, and it's just fucking great because he just dies.
He just gets split in half, and and Barry runs for it and jumps out the window as he's about to be stabbed, and he falls
And
out.
of course, it's fucking hilarious afterwards too, because when he gets outside, he comes across a splooged condom.
Oh yeah, it just kept going inside me. It just kept going until it splooged.
I couldn't
I tell
believe
you.
they fucking did that.
I tell you, when I was in the theater, I was laughing out loud at the condom moment. I mean, that was priceless.
I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah.
was laughing a lot through the whole movie.
Yeah. And
A
I'm sure
used
most of the theater
condom
was
comes
laughing.
along, and then I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck those small things were. I think that was a potato that had been splashed, and it was the the rotten eyes that were like.
I think it was
speaking at
light.
him.
I think it was what do you call that? Fucking
I don't
like
know.
flies when they're before they're flies. Maggots.
Oh,
I
okay.
think it was
So,
Oh.
I think it was maggots.
okay. So Barry ends up seeing a Shopwell bag that was sitting on the floor while evidently a drug deal was going on.
Basalts.
So he decides, hey, well, you know what? I bet if I just jump inside this bag, it'll take me home. But it takes him back to the gods' home.
Yeah.
And he continues to get high, and suddenly they have a moment.
Where he can talk to the food, and can he understand them, and they can understand him, and
which is weird as fuck.
it's fucking hilarious though.
And then,
well, the guy was on drugs when he was.
Of course, we.
I love how he had instructions how to snort basalts.
Well, and you.
That was
about
that was
the
James
pizza
Franco.
with no legs. You took my legs.
That was James Franco that played the drug.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
With the gum.
Yeah, the gum was Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawkins, but that wasn't. I can't remember what his name was. But it was supposed to be Stephen Hawkins. He had some kind of motorized battery he was riding around with and talking with a computerized voice. So we know who it's supposed to be. Stephen Hawkins, the smartest being around. This gum. He was stuck under a table for 20 years. We learned everything there was to learn.
Yeah, but in any case, so they basically get together, the Barry and this food that's in this dude's apartment, and it looks like they actually hatch a plan to try to use him to get to Shopwell, and they have a plan. The only thing is, we don't realize that plan kind of like involved him getting his head chopped off like later, which
well, no, it wasn't. I mean, he was supposed to bring them into the store, which he
was
to,
but when
then
he woke
passes
up
out, and when he wakes up, he's no longer
then he's got
high
the
anymore, and he can no longer hear them or understand them anymore.
Which now he's got the munchies, and they said
they eat
oh
the
God,
potato
we're
chips.
fucked.
They eat the potato chips, and he almost eats Barry, but Barry somehow survives.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he tries to cook Barry, and that's when he ends up going to pick up something, hitting the pan, knocking the pan over, falling backwards, and the axe falling down and chopping his head off.
Yeah, but we don't figure that out until like later.
Yeah, we also realize that he was a stupid god.
Stupid god.
They're not all stupid. There's hundreds of them out there, is what they thought.
Meanwhile, Frank has gone beyond the ice, and he's found a picture book of cooking. What the gods do to the food. So he comes back with that that picture, and he tries to tell the food before they wake up the rest of the food that everything has been a lie, and he's trying to help, but he's basically not like thinking of their beliefs and all that jazz, and that's when Barry kind of comes back, and they basically set in motion a plan to attack the gods, because the gods can be killed, evidently. So that cashier janitor like dude, he, oh god, I just remembered what happened to him. El douche. Douche
A hole's a hole.
ends up using his butt crack.
Using his butt, goes inside his butt and controls him like a puppet.
As you say, Kroll, that's no moon. Anyways.
That's no moon.
But yeah, and I like this section for some reason. Gum Hawkins, he's something else. He brings about the I think they ride the horseradish.
Yeah, and they end up shooting the gods with toothpicks filled with boiled basalt, basically to get them high. So they start seeing the food and freaking all out and shit.
Well, it doesn't work right away, so they end up, and I love how they had a Gulliver's Travels moment where they took the big guy down, and he's all like tied up, and what did y'all think about the rest of that scene?
It was just fucking hilarious. When the big guy's about to step on them, and that's when they take him down, and yeah, it's just fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it was a very spudastic scene.
Yeah, lots of spudows.
And of course, they end up trapping some of the gods inside the freezer, and they end up tying some of the others up. And what happens to the dude with El douche?
They end up shooting him out of the store.
Yeah, that's what
happens.
Which is fucking hilarious. That's right. Evidently, there were some propane tanks nearby that Barry noticed, and so they strapped those to the trash trash can like cart. And
pushed him.
Yeah, they basically pushed him in the trash, and then basically made a ramp that once they lit the fumes, it shot straight out of the store.
Yeah, it looked like fireworks. on the red, white, blue day. The red, white, blue
then when you didn't think it could get any worse.
Or better.
After everything was done and the store was saved, they ended up making love with each other and having a mad ass orgy. a
Yep.
food orgy.
Huge orgy, full food orgy.
And it wasn't just your regular sausage on top of a bun moment. It was everybody's whole
The
was
soft taco with the bagel, and they were both men, by the way. And of course, Twinkie and Firewater, Twink and Firewater.
it just went raunchy for
Yeah.
for a little bit. I mean, on the big screen,
I can
on the
imagine.
big screen, this was like funny as all hell. I was laughing my ass off.
Now, even on the small tablet
Tammy,
I watched it on, I was laughing.
what did you think about this last scene here?
Well, what I thought about the whole movie was raunchy.
It really it was. You're right. It was raunchy.
Was there?
It was great.
And at the end of it all, I guess they had a last moment where I guess Gum Hawkins basically said that he created a Stargate that would and he found out who
They're
creators
not
were.
real. They're something called a cartoon.
Which is stepping outside of the like the box because they were actually showing that they were actually going to go see their actual creators, you know. And so they go through the Stargate two by two, like Noah's Ark.
But first they tell him that they're being voiced by Frank is being voiced by someone named Seth Rogen. And he's like, I'm Jewish, and then Bagel was being voiced by Edward Natan, as they say, Edward Natan.
So we are led to believe that they are actually going to the dimension in which their creators are in fact, so that they can kick their asses or some shit.
Yeah.
So,
but that's when the movie ends.
Yes. So, we are now at the production talk of the stage. Unless we missed anything that was in between.
I'm sure we missed a lot. That was in between.
There was definitely a lot.
There was a lot of in betweens.
I'm sure they
were trying to fill all the in betweens.
I'm sure you wanted to know what Brenda Bunn felt like in between. Anyways,
Frank was all up in that, and so wasn't Teresa Taco.
And then they were watching it all.
Well, Frank was busy masturbating with the other sausages. While Teresa Taco was licking Brenda Buns.
So let's talk about production. What did y'all think about production?
Oh, it was great. I mean, it's animated, so it was just perfect. I don't think I could change would want to change anything. It was just fucking perfect.
What about you, Boris? What did you think about production?
Yeah, I also thought it was great. I actually find it really amusing, as I said at the beginning, how it's way to look perfectly child-friendly before you hear what kind of stuff they're saying.
Yeah, like we're off the bat, they start swearing, and it's not for children. But yeah.
All I have to say about production is why.
What'd you say?
What?
All I have to say about the production is why.
Because we never know what food if food actually talked to each other, actually was alive, what would they do? I mean, this is probably their world. I mean,
This is
have you
groundbreaking.
never thought about what the food
we've
feels like?
never had this before.
I mean, have you never wondered how the food would feel if we took them and decided to eat them?
I used
I
to
mean,
always wonder how
uh,
lobsters felt before they got boiled alive,
uh,
and then eaten.
well,
those
I can
questions
tell you
were
that they do. What they do is they do a high pitched scream.
Oh yeah, I know. I'd be screaming if I was being boiled alive too.
those questions
Jumping jellyfish.
uh, those questions were already kind of answered for me in 2009 by The Annoying Orange. That was when it began.
Oh,
Uh,
I thought the
it,
production for this film was brilliant. I thought the animation was pretty unique.
Top notch.
I think it was top a notch for what they needed. Even during the song, I mean, you could definitely hear that they had actually thought through and actually had some people singing that were actually really good. I mean, you could tell there was a moment where Seth was actually singing,
Yep.
but it actually sounded like he was in tune with the rest of it, and um, I could if I heard some of the people singing a cappella, it actually wouldn't sound that bad. Um, I didn't expect the swear words during it, but that's okay. I don't mind. Just
It was perfect.
this was a perfectly raunchy movie, to be honest, and I thought it was great. I love this film. It's one of my favorites, honestly.
Oh, it's definitely a favorite movie.
I put this in line with like things like Bunny the Killer Thing. To be honest.
I actually would put it above that, but
that explains why Tammy doesn't like it.
Well, she doesn't like it because she thinks it's stupid. And
it's
why?
raunchy, which she thinks is a bad thing. Where we think it's not a bad thing. We think it's a great thing.
This was just impressive for what it was. I mean, I have nothing bad to say about this movie except for maybe they might have gone a bit far with the orgy, or I don't know.
Nah, it was perfect.
I don't mind, honestly. I'm sick of all the censorship and limitations at humor and the political correctness. Honestly, I even hate to call it correctness
Amen,
because
brother. Amen.
there is nothing correct about attacking.
Yeah, there was
I
nothing
actually
politically
kind of
correct in this
wonder
movie.
what they didn't put into this film, if they had
Right?
anything extra.
So yeah,
Like
I want to see the
what else
director's cut.
could I wouldn't mind a director's cut. Maybe there is like something there that they didn't put in, like something raunchy that they thought, well, maybe this is too far. You know.
I can't imagine what the hell it would be. Because they went there. They went there all over the place. Oh
yeah, they
it
definitely did.
It was all over.
Which brings me to the music. What did y'all think about the? Oh, we did forget to mention that Meatloaf showed up in the film.
Yeah, Meatloaf sings I Would Do Anything for Love, which I love that song. And the fact they had a Meatloaf singing it was fucking great. I mean, the music was awesome. Definitely awesome. It fit every scene that they had music in it. The song was beautifully made and was hilarious if you listen to the words.
And Meatloaf was actually, in fact, still alive when this movie was made. So I give him credit.
He died.
Yeah, he's dead.
When the hell did he die?
Do you
Couple months
remember,
ago.
Tammy?
A couple months ago.
Oh, fudge! Wow, that sucks.
Yeah.
Here, who? What did you say? Who died?
Meatloaf.
I-
He's a
the
real guy.
actor who
Real
gave the
band.
voice, or
No, his name is Meatloaf. He's a singer. He's a group. Look it up on YouTube. There's tons
Yep.
oh,
He
of
died
songs
January
about him.
20th, 2022.
What was it? COVID.
oh, I understand.
So he died. He died right around my mother's time. My mother died.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I guess I must have missed it.
Well, he died. There was no official cause of death at the time, but he was reportedly ill with COVID-19 earlier in January, and I guess he died from COVID-19 complications. But his health wasn't the greatest, anyways. So it's
my
not
mother's health
surprising.
was pretty damn good considering being a diabetic and stuff in 70.
But in any case, I thought the music went well with the movie. Whatever I heard of it.
Yeah, it was freaking awesome. I was actually excited for the music in this movie. It was really well done. Every scene that you had the music, it fit perfectly. I was surprised that, like I said, that they didn't play "Baby Got Back" with when they showed Brenda a few times. Like the scene where who was it? They called her fat, and she was trying to squish through the part way, and they're like, "It's because you're too fat." And she's like, "I heard that." Yeah. And then they finally pushed her through when the douche was chasing them.
So The Great Beyond was the music was by Alan Menken, and the lyrics were by Glenn Slater, Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg, and Ariel Sheffer and Kyle Hunter. Let's Rock was performed by Quilnez. Four Wheels, Nine Lives was performed by Cousin Harley. I'll Do Anything But Love for Love, but I Won't Do That was performed by Meatloaf. Little Green Bag was performed by George Baker Selection. The Great Beyond Reprise was by Alan Menken. Wake Me Up Before You Go was performed by Wham. The Terminator theme was, of course, written by Brad Fiedel. I guess that was in there somewhere. The Hungry Eyes was performed by Eric Carmen. It's Your Thing by the Isley Brothers. True was performed by Spandau Ballet. Joy to the World was performed by Three Dog Night.
I wouldn't even mind owning the soundtrack to this movie.
Now let's get into our favorite scenes. So, favorite scenes, everyone. Ron, starting with you since this is your birthday. Pick.
My favorite scene is the orgy scene. I mean, there's
Which
definitely
scene?
Some great scenes, but the orgy scene was definitely the best. Now I have to go with lines. There was two lines that stand out the most, and of course one of them is my name right now, and they're eating the children was the best line in the movie. And, the second best line in the movie, I would have to say, was when he says, I relish the idea that you got enough mustard to catch up to me. When the douche said that, I thought it was absolutely hilarious. He was always saying some kind of puns with food, but that was he had a triple in there, and that was great. So yeah, the orgy scene is definitely the best scene in the movie, and there's many. I mean, the whole freaking movie is just absolutely hilarious. The orgy scene was just way over the top, and I loved it, every moment of it. And those two lines were just absolutely great. I mean, they're eating the children. I don't know why that. I find that so funny. I guess I'm just a sick person, but it was absolutely hilarious.
Alrighty. What about you, Boris? If there was a favorite scene or favorite scenes, what would you take from this?
Actually, quite a bit. One of my favorite scenes was when the woman was preparing dinner because it reminded me a lot of the annoying orange when she was cutting all the food. I could just hear the hey apple knife.
Did you say "Splow" when the baby?
Oh
came
yeah.
in the van?
I said slow down many times, and random scene hilarious. Also, the scene with the guy getting high and talking to food, that was great. And also, I really love the scene of Frank telling all the food, showing them evidence that the so-called gods are actually going to kill them, and like no
Murder
one
them.
was listening to him. I actually think it's kind of a great metaphorical portrayal of how real humans can be stupid too. We have actually been in situations when I'm trying to
Oh,
tell a
you
bunch
mean
of people something.
more stupid than Barry's God?
Possibly. Like situations when I was trying to explain some plain logic to people and no one would listen, and I felt like I was the only person saying the earth is round among a bunch of people saying the earth is flat. So, yeah, uh, I could kind of understand how it was for Frank in that scene. uh,
Definitely.
uh, and
Anything else?
uh,
Any one-liners?
I'm sorry, Andy. What?
Any lines you
One.
like? You like them a lot, like me?
Uh, uh, I can't remember more from the top of my head, but probably yeah, there were many great moments in this
They're eating
movie.
the children.
Oh, oh yeah.
Sorry, that's just my favorite line.
Tammy, if
Oh,
go ahead.
the the moment that we saw this so-called god's severed head, that was also hilarious.
Oh, it was great.
Oh yeah, it was funny. Tammy, if you could take a favorite moment from this movie, what would it be?
End
Oh,
credits.
my favorite moment, I guess, would be when Meatloaf comes out and starts singing. He's even riding a motorcycle.
That was a great moment.
And my second
Oh,
favorite is
I
when
thought
And I would do anything for love.
uh, uh, I
that's
thought
about it.
Tammy's favorite scene. Uh, I thought Tammy's favorite scene would be the ending credits.
That
That's
was
what I
my
said.
that was my second favorite scene.
Or maybe third, since you already mentioned.
I have many favorite scenes from this movie, but one the couple that stick out to me is I get a kick out of the condom splooge moment. That's just it's raunchy and wrong all at the same time.
Oh yeah, it
It,
is.
but it's so hilarious.
It's so
And
perfectly
then
well done.
of course the high moment where the idiot's high, and of course when his head shows up, and of course of course, the orgy scene. Um, that you'll never see another thing like it. Food orgy, yeah.
Yeah, like
You'll never see another porno the same way again.
yeah, like at the beginning, when they were describing how the sausages would get inside the buns, it made you imagine
I
hot
love that
dog,
sausage
like
that says,
a
I've been
sausage
trying some
between
new.
two.
I love this.
Yes.
I love this sausage that said he was trying some new things, and he's like, yeah, baby, have you heard of the jackrabbit?
Yeah, and that's exactly what Brenda was saying that Carl would have been, in the beginning too, when she was like slamming him for
Yeah,
thing,
it said to give me 2 seconds.
but in any case, is there anything else that anyone wants to say about the film?
Well, I
Is it over?
orgy scene, like.
Is there going to be a sequel?
I'd
There
love
kind
for
of
there to be
could
a
be
sequel.
one.
Well, they do definitely need to come back and tell us what they did with the creator. That would be awesome.
Oh yeah.
But if no one
Revenge
else has anything
of the
else,
sausages.
if no one else has anything else to say, I think that completes our discussion. So, Kroll, thank you for bringing this title to the table. I fairly enjoyed rewatching it. It's one film that we can agree on that is absolutely fantastic.
Masterpiece.
It is a masterpiece. But I know that we three are the only ones that think so. What?
Yeah,
that's
well,
a piece you set your standards very low.
No, I just have good taste.
Here
Sammy,
too.
thank you for
I have
being.
good taste.
I want to thank you for being with us for this discussion, even if you didn't enjoy the movie, because if it wasn't for you, this would be a sausage fest discussing sausage.
It'd be a sausage party discussing a sausage party.
Even though you are a sausage.
Which is a taco.
Well, in any case, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed the discussion. I found it quite humorous to talk about, and honestly, it's a fun film to watch. And it is R-rated, so don't do what I did, which was bring a child to see this movie, but you have to understand my relationship with the kid. But
well,
in any case,
in all honesty, I think the whole modern tendency of protecting children from this and that content, I think it's mostly counterproductive. Actually, I think if you keep children from even things exist, it will only be more shocking for them when they eventually discover those things one way or another. So I think instead of keeping children from knowing that those things exist, people should put more effort into educating children about those things in a way that children can actually understand. I think the whole thing of keeping things away from children, that's not really protecting children, it's just protecting adults from having to find a proper way to educate children about those things.
And
So
honestly, kids are going to find out about things anyways, no matter where they are, especially on the playground these days. I mean,
right.
Even when I was a kid, I mean, I remember the first time I heard what a blowjob was, I had no fucking clue what it was. I heard what it was, and then when I finally knew what it meant, I was like, "Ew!" I was still a kid.
I think no matter how much we try to protect
And for
our
a long time, I still thought a blowjob actually meant a blow job, like they just blew on it.
I think no matter what, if you try to protect people from things, they'll find out about them anyways.
Yeah,
But
it's
regardless,
better to teach them right than to let them just learn it on the street.
on that note, ladies and gentlemen, go out and see the film and see it for yourself, and let us know down in the comments what you thought of the film. I thought it was a riot, and I would probably recommend this for anyone who likes really raunchy animation. Which that being said, like, share, and subscribe.
I think my mother would have loved it.
Oh,
And we'll see you back here next week as we check out South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. So that's going to be something. If anything, that's going to be a sus party in its own self.
oh yeah, I can imagine.
But thank you for listening, ladies and gentlemen, and have a great afternoon, evening, or morning wherever you are. Say good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
They're eating the children. So I had to get one more in there.
Oh my God! They came all inside me and everything.